2. Welcome out. We are live at Green Mountain Station. We are in Hampstead, Carroll County, and I know because I took pictures of my wife with cows and a beautiful sunset. Give it up. It's a library till it's not, Bradley Bozeman. You know, I mean, Luke Jones will tell you that, right?
You have to encourage them to make noise.
Well,
this team just traded for Marcus Peters, my goodness.
Well, tonight's an ugly night up here in a lot of ways. I mean, it's the first of 4 chances for the Nationals to clinch a World Series bid, right? So we
don't care about that.
You know, we do a lot of radio up here over the years, the last 10 years. We're always here like in October, and there's always playoff games on when we're getting here around this time. It's always near my birthday. It's always this time. And we're looking up, and I never thought like the Washington Nationals. So it is a little, it's darkness along the land. I mean, if this were the Redskins, we'd be having, y'all would be groaning, right? But we don't dislike the Nationals up here, right? How about the Yankees? Can we dislike the Yankees? Yeah. All right. Making sure. All right.
There we go.
Alabama, how do we feel about Alabama?
Roll Tide.
See, you know?
Wow.
It's an Auburn crowd up here, man. I don't know what to tell you,
know how
man.
to make a guy feel welcome here.
Man, come on, man. A guy comes all the way up here from Tuscaloosa. I ordered the ribs in his honor tonight, man. I was going to sop it up like Dreamland, but I didn't even go all there, you know? How you doing?
Good. How about y'all?
Oh, excellent. Y'all, man, I tell you that.
Southern hospitality.
So, you know, my wife and I live at the harbor now, and we're like the city folk and all that. We put our sunrise pictures up. So I thought it was great tonight that we were like driving Shawan Road up into the, you know, and I'm like, man, it's like the good life up here. And then I thought, got an Alabama guy here. So, look, I've busted chops with Alabama people. How many Alabama guys? Well, it started with Miami with Ray Lewis because I didn't like them in the beginning because they were the winners, like when the franchise got here. Notre Dame, I'm always down on that. We got Notre Dame people here tonight? Yeah, you love them or hate them. I mean, that's Notre Dame. It's been that way my whole career. But Alabama, the Saban, the domination, the evil empire, you know, all of those things, right, that are associated with this. And then, like, guys like you come in and Double J and Mosley, and I got to rethink the whole thing, you know? I mean, all my cousins went to Alabama, so I am steeped in all that Crimson Tide, and I had to come down and ain't never been nothing but a winner. And, right? You know about that, right? You know I've been there.
They sound like the smart cousins.
No, that's it. That's come on. I've been to the Bear Museum, right? I've seen all I know all the legend. There really is something that goes along with that, right? There's a swag wherever you go with that A on the helmet, right?
No doubt.
You bringing it tonight?
Every night.
Playing for Saban. Some thoughts just about like what that represents and how that prepares you to do this in the league.
I mean, Saban, you know, he's hardcore. He's go get it. I mean, it's all football, but you know, he is one of the best coaches in college football. Period. Of history. I mean, he compares right up there with Bear, and he's done a good job at Alabama over the past 12 years, 13 years, just really getting after it and year in year out and competing.
I think when he comes and sits on mom and dad's couch, right? Like it's like the scene in the movie, right? He comes and says, "Hey, you want to come play?" You know, like you either do or you don't. And Ozzie has the greatest stories about Bear and Alabama because Ozzie's mother didn't want him to go to Alabama. Do you know this?
I didn't know that story.
Oh yeah, this is why you got to get Purple Rain 2. This is not Purple Rain 1, but I learned this. That it wasn't always so easy to recruit there, you know, like they're even with the Bear and all that stuff. But I would think at this point, most turf wars in your part of the world, I mean, went over the border and got Jarrett, right? I mean, we got Florida. Yeah, sure. We often talk about that, like how do you stay home or how do you not? But but you have to play too. I mean, there's a depth there, I think, right? That when you get there, you can go there and say, I want to wear the helmet, but then you got to get on the field. There's a whole different level once you get there, right?
Not everybody can play there. I mean, it's not the move for everybody, and you got to be strong-willed to go there. So there's nothing but 5 stars around you. And I was a 3-star myself, so you know I had to fight and claw my way to the top too. So
what does that mean for you? B3, you say you give yourself your own ranking. You give that you were something before you got there. They clearly saw something in you, right?
Yeah, you know, Saban never came and sat on my couch. So, local Alabama boy, and always worked hard. Always, never was the most athletic or the most gifted on the field, but always busted my butt and did what I had to do to get on the field.
Who else believed in you? I mean, were there other people recruiting you in or saying, "Come here, or we'll play you more. You'll play here. You might not play there because you're a 3-star." Because I mean, I'm sure every person that ever has that belief. People have been betting against me how long? I'm 51 this week, 51 years. So, you feel that. You always feel like I remember John Gruden once said, I'm a ham and egger. I'm a ham and egger. And when I had a chance to ask him what that meant, he's like, just means you get up earlier and you work harder, And I'm like, ham and egger. But that's, when you say I'm a 3-star, it means, it means at a plastic spoon, right?
Right, exactly.
Or a spork in Luke's case, right? Like, I've seen you work sporks. I've seen Luke eat with sporks. He likes sporks, so we've had this argument. But on the football side of things here and the preparation, because I've talked to some of the Oklahoma guys, and I talked to an Auburn guy, Bynes, okay? I talked to him when he came back, because he came back and saw the locker room, and I said, man, compare this to, like, what you're used to in the SEC. And all the Oklahoma, most of the big school guys say, like, what's there is even more than what the NFL does to some degree, because, and I know you have some athletics in your family here as well, that there's a bunch of people using all the facilities, that the way the colleges set these things up, you're prepared to come here and be a professional.
Right, for sure. I mean, you come in the door and you know that, me playing in Alabama every day, you go in, you do what you have to do. You do your treat meet, you do your meetings, you do your extra meetings, and it's the same here. I mean,
school too. Don't forget that.
Yeah,
part.
School. Don't forget about school.
Make sure we get that in there. Student athletes.
But yeah, so it's. I mean, you just come in, and you know how to prepare, and you know how to get right. So
if you were Notre Dame, I'd give you just as hard a time. It's okay. Back going to school and all that stuff.
How much did the transition help that you came in last year? C.J. Mosley was here. Marlon had gotten here the year before. You come in with Anthony Averett. You mentioned that transition from what is really a pro-like program at Alabama, but coming in and seeing some familiar faces.
Right. It makes the transition seasons having familiar faces around you. Just coming in and knowing those guys and kind of can confide in those guys and see what it's all about. Because, when you're a rookie, it's fresh. You don't know what's going on. I mean, just the difference between this year and last year is just night and day, because you actually know what's going on. And then you have an idea of what's going to happen.
I've been doing this a long time, and I remember before when guys like you would come in that first weekend and rookies, I'm always amazed at how mature this has gotten. From Luke and I have been to the Combine many times. I told you I've been to the Senior Bowl through all these years, that by the time you guys get here now, there's a whole protocol for what you expect. You've got an agent telling you what to expect. You've got former teammates, especially at Alabama. If you're from some other place, maybe you don't know anybody in the league, but there's a pipeline of people telling you this is what to expect, this is where to be, this is how to do this, so that you can get yourself on the field in week 6, a couple of years into this thing. That because it's not that there's a lot of guys that fall by the wayside, but the guys that are the most prepared when they get here, I always think that's part of the. I think the charm of the Ravens, you still small school guys and undrafted guys, but in the modern era, you guys, and I mean big school guys, are just, it doesn't look big for you the day you get here.
Right. I mean, it's not as bad as a transition when you're going against, the Daron Paynes, the Jonathan Allens, the Dalvin Tomlinsons, all those guys that are pros now. And, you're going against those guys every single day, and you're making yourself better and perfecting your craft. I mean, don't get me wrong, college is nothing like the pros. I mean, you're going against the best guys every week in.
Did you feel that right away? Was there a moment for you?
100%. Right. I mean, right off the bat. I mean, it's, you move up to you go through the D-line, used to having a big guy.
Did somebody put you backwards first week of camp, and you're just like, whoa?
Not like right off head, but, it was definitely a transition, so.
Well, also the way you're coached. I mean, and that really is a tribute to Saban. And going backward, I spent the whole week this week. We're going out to Seattle this week, and Pete Carroll, he did my show 20 years ago for a whole year and a half, and I never met him when I was syndicated, and I've only met him one time. There's a guy there that went from the pro game to the college game back to the pro game and is now excelling again, might be a Hall of Famer. And I had to think this through, and this goes back to my birthday and the age. By the way, pumpkin cheesecake, next segment. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. It's my birthday. Forgot the coconut cream pie, but, it's okay. As long as the Yankees don't win, we're fine, and all that stuff. But he's laughing at me. I think he's trying to get the Yankee game on. I was talking to all these Seattle people about Pete Carroll, and I said, Pete Carroll, man, he's got to be like 50. Oh, my God, I'm 51. How the hell old is Pete Carroll? Pete Carroll's 68. Mm-hmm. And you don't see a 68-year-old man running around. You see this vibrancy and you see this youth and all of that. But Saban making you guys, all of you, that he sends to the next level prepared to do this. I think the college game, that's part of the RPO part of this thing, I think, too, is there was a long period of time where guys were coming from the college game and they were trying to install the pro game into college players that were used to it, and it made it very, very hard to make that happen. I think what the Ravens have done, and one of the reasons you guys are excelling, is a lot of you guys are coming out of a system that you were picked to do this in many, many respects, right?
Right, for sure. We all, I mean, you think about it, most of us our young guys have came from that type of system. I mean, Orlando Brown, me, Lamar Jackson, all those guys, and it's been really good for us so far.
Brad, you mentioned how big of a difference this year feels compared to your rookie year, and we haven't even mentioned 6 weeks ago we were sitting here with Matt Skura, and I was bugging him, who's going to be the starting left guard? It was such a topic throughout the spring and summer. You didn't begin training camp as the starting left guard, but here you are. What's this season been like for you, and how do you think it's gone? And we haven't talked a whole lot about that position, which I think as an offensive lineman, that's a good thing.
That's a great thing. I mean, you don't want to hear your name called. But it's been a great first 6 weeks, and continue to grow on top of what we've done so far. Obviously last week wasn't really clean for me, but but we'll definitely.
Only 3 were applied, right? One was declined.
Right. But things happen, so you just got to grow from it and learn from those mistakes.
But when you grade yourself like that and you say, okay, the mistakes aside, play to play, how you're playing, the way you're playing, and the way we're moving the ball. I mean, despite penalties, things that go wrong, drop balls, anything that's gone wrong, you look down and say, we're winning games, we're moving the ball in different ways against different kind of defenses. And I've said all week, this is a tall tree this week. Going out to Seattle, go out there 3,000 miles, you win a game before the bye. That would certainly show something. But there's also something where you guys have shown over the first half of the season that you guys are improving. You guys are Lamar's improving. All parts of this thing are getting healthier and getting better. And we're still trying to figure it out on the defensive side, just getting guys healthy, I think.
Right, for sure. It's like you said, it's a big task this week. To go out there and get a win would be huge. But, we got to go in and prepare this week and just be ready to go.
Bradley Bozeman's with us. We're at Greenmount Station. It's quiet in here. There's a lot of people here, though. Do something. I need an applause light. We need to get that for next month.
Everyone's enjoying the crab cake.
Before we go to break, your wife's here, and you guys are doing just briefly tell everybody about this, because in the last segment we're going to go full bore on this. You guys are doing a big event in a couple of weeks, and that's one of the reasons we're out tonight. We're doing Halloween. My wife and I have been at like 15 Halloween parties that began with Shannon Sharp and Todd Heap and Kevin Byrne did it every year. We did it down in Arundel Mills. We have all these crazy pictures of she and I and all sorts of get-ups. So we love us some Halloween. You guys have kept this thing sort of alive to some degree, and I know Bobby Zirkin's my pal as well, putting this thing together. A little bit of detail on what you're doing.
Yeah, so it's mine and Nikki's foundation. It's the Bradley and Nikki Bozeman Foundation. We're doing a Halloween party, adults only, and it'll be open bar, costume contest. Plenty of
Starts
the guys.
with adults only. I love that.
Yeah,
that's the
for
first
sure,
thing you need to know is adults only.
It's a great night out. Get a babysitter, do whatever you got to do, get out.
It's a Tuesday night.
It's a Tuesday night, 7 to 11, I believe, and
it's 7. Oh, I thought it started early. Good. I get an extra hour to sleep. Okay, good. I need that. We're gonna need that.
It's gonna be a great event. We have an unbelievable food menu, the costume contest. Still coming up with a prize on that, and then a ton of my teammates will be there. Everybody is.
Got your costume picked out?
Yeah, we got our costume picked out.
I'm working on mine.
So you have to come out to see it. So it's going to be a really, really great time.
We have threatened to go as Laverne and Shirley for about 20 years. Look at her. She's had to be the male side of Jake and Elwood. Garth. We did Wayne and Garth. She's a really good Garth. Show him. See, she did really good Garth. So we've done this many times. So the best part is you guys, none of the young people. I mean, Tucker might give me up if I show up in an outfit or something. That he's seen at some point over the last 7 or 8 years. So anything we pull out the old Fred Flintstone or whatever. We pull out the Ricky and Lucy, Babaloo. Wonder Twins. Everybody's seen the Wonder Twins. He put that online. And these young kids, they never watched the Super Friends, man. They don't know. How many people don't know what the Wonder Twins are? Wonder Twin powers. Activate. Yeah. You know what the Wonder.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
You got good parents. See, Southern guys. All right, good. We got cable down there in Alabama. Good. All right, we're going to come back. We're going to talk more about that. We're going to talk some football. We're at Greenmount Station. We're going to talk crab cakes. Luke's here. The Nationals are going to the World Series. I don't want to talk about that anymore. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, and WNST Towson, Baltimore. Back for more from Green Mountain Station with Bradley Bozeman and friends.